Hello Pokemon Go trainers, it's a Seahawks fan with another Pokemon Go video. And in today's video is all the Hoopa raids I've done. Now it's been a couple of years since we had Hoopa around. Hoopa Unbound was in Elite Raids 2 years ago in 2022. End of the year. And it's nice to finally have a return, this time in regular raids. Now, unfortunately, like most people, we're hopeful for the shiny release. But the reality is, it's never been released in the mainline games. Not even one event. But one day, hopefully we'll get shiny Hoopa in, the mainline games. And then Pokemon Go. Now, Pokemon Company, they've released quite a few new shinies by having to collect the full Pokedex and send those Pokemon to home to receive the gifts, such as like shiny Keldeo, shiny Enamorus, shiny Meloetta, and we're going to be getting the Masterwork research for Unova for a shiny Meloetta. Definitely excited to finally get another Meloetta. Guaranteed shiny. It's a pretty cool shiny. There's also another form, which probably going to be a form change that maybe we'll get a third Meloetta. Probably not shiny. Being able to be in the other form, and hopefully you can change the forms between. But with Hoopa, Niantic, for the first time since the season where they released Hoopa, you will now be able to change forms of Hoopa from Confined to Unbound. No, I was actually not playing during the time where they released Hoopa. They did eventually release a research to just something you just get if you missed out on that season. And now finally you can change a form of Hoopa. Now I actually already built a level 40 Hoopa. Happy I did not spend any XLs. It's almost 4,000 CP Pokemon at level 40. It's very strong, but it's not better than Mewtwo or plenty of other Ghost or Dog types. Now this form, it's Psychic Dog type. It's still a very strong Pokemon. If you were able to do quite a few raids, it's not a bad Pokemon to build in the slightest. And also, it was actually a relatively easy boss to take down. It's been soloed, which amazing. Similian, shout out to him as someone who I've seen solo, and some other people. Level 50 bug types. Definitely not the go-to type to build immediately. And this is actually a pretty good Hoopa. So 2289 or 20 89 at the 2270, and weather boosted. The ending number was like 49 as a hundos. I've forgotten. And I did have some emotes for weather boosted, but the raids are gone. But I went all aboard on the Hoopa train. It's actually a solid Pokemon. It is a mythical. Unfortunately, you can't trade it. One of the new mythicals that, now it's widely available in raids that still can't be traded, like Darkrai, Genesect. But it's nice to have in a global raid event outside of just elite raids or the one time from the research. So its moveset, it's definitely lacking confusion. It's a strong psychic move, just pretty inefficient in terms of energy generation, and just doesn't give Hoopa enough power. But also has Astonish as a other fast move, which being able to get ghost damage, but it's not ghost type as an Unbound form, unlike its confined form. Now, I mean, most people, I'm sure you just didn't do many raids. I mean, free raid passes, not a bad thing to have done. Of course, I mean, odds are you're going to get bad IVs, and with it being untradeable, you gotta get a good one yourself if you want a good one. But one thing that's actually pretty nice about Hoopa, especially if you did raid it, 14, so it is one of the Pokemon that's a functional hundo, which is where 14 HP IV stat and 15 HP stat are pretty much the same, at least at a certain level. At level 50, you don't gain an extra XP, extra point of HP by having the 15 HP instead of 14, so it's a little nice thing to know. Now, if they do add level 60 in the game at some point, then that's gonna go away. Definitely going to still want the hundo at that point. Now, I mean, the shiny looks really cool. It's a shame we were unable to hunt for it. I mean, maybe this is a decision that I mean, definitely not necessary to raid for Hoopa. Definitely have plenty of other strong things. But it was still fun. I mean, a lot of fun raiding. Besides Master League or Battle League. And seeing everyone enjoy the channel. I mean, raiding is one of the things I absolutely love to do. And I mean, remote raiding, I mean, while it is pricey, it's still, I mean, Hoopa at level 50 of 4,500 CP Pokemon. I did get a 96, 13, 15, 15, which, unfortunate. I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, Master League, you're really not going to be going up against many Hoopa Unbounds. And if I get myself in a situation where I lose because I lose charge check priority against a better attack Hoopa Unbound, honestly, that's kind of a miracle. I mean, understandable to the people who did not do any remotes for this thing with not the shiny available. And this 2277, I was able to get almost this, like, the second best, kind of the second best Hoopa you can get. I mean, you got 15 attack, but with, I guess, the functional hundo is basically the second best, but in reality, at like level 50, because the hundo and the functional hundo are basically the same, I mean, being down 1-8 defense, definitely not bad at all. I mean, I guess you probably want 13 HP over 14 defense, potentially. But, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, as much as you kind of need, like, hundo, not, like, hundo or bust in terms of building so many Pokemon. I mean, to need the hundo, to need at least a hundo to consider building, that is a foolish belief in this game. I mean, as someone who has many hours into this game over the years, I mean, I've built a ton of unperfect Pokemon. Definitely had a lot of Stardust wasted. I mean, the more time you play the game, I mean, you're going to need to build Pokemon. You're going to need to spend Stardust and candies. And you won't be getting perfect Pokemon of every type you need immediately. It does take time. I mean, it's important to spend Stardust on your best Pokemon. And it is important, I mean, if you want to be efficient with making sure your Pokemon are better value in the long term. But you're not going to get full teams of 6 of each type or 18 types day 1. 3-star, that's definitely a solid standard. I mean, if you're putting the effort to get enough XLs, if you're debating on whether you want to dump your rare candies, especially rare XL candies, into a mythical, a legendary, definitely can be very important to be patient, and maybe you get very lucky early on, and you have a perfect, like a Reshiram, or right now a QM or Necrozma as some of the strongest. I mean, Rayquaza definitely also just the strongest Mega in the game, strongest Pokemon in the game. It's okay to build things that are unoptimal. I mean, it's definitely can be a shame when you get to the point where things you first built are now, I mean, you're not going to get any use out of them. But just how the cycle goes with this game. You gotta catch them all, catch more Pokemon, get more candies and Stardust. You're gonna be able to improve your Pokemon. And I mean, trading can be very good to look for people to do trades with to try to get lucky Pokemon. Being able to save half your Stardust on what you build is definitely very handy and very efficient way. Definitely one of the best things to get better Pokemon. And it's truly, I mean, if you could do lucky trades with anyone, that like any Pokemon, with any of the Pokemon that can be traded. But I mean, it is, if you want to be efficient, go definitely save them for legendaries, which I mean most people generally do, because doing lucky trades, I mean, as someone who has a lot of lucky friends, plenty that I'll never meet. I mean, even the ones I do have met, just it can be a pain to try to coordinate. But Hoopa, I mean, it does get a special move in the future, but seeing how Dark Void's timeline for Pokemon Go added it to the code years ago, who knows how long until we get Hoopa's, I think, Hyperspace Hole or Hyperspace Fury. I'm not sure which is which for Hoopa Unbound versus Confined. Now, you can also send Hoopa Unbound to Pokemon Home, which is nice. Definitely handy. Now, if you do have a bunch of Hoopas laying around, I mean, odds are you transferred a bunch because you can't trade them. But also, I mean, it can be important to wait. It can be good to wait for a Spotlight Hour with 2 times transfer candy, just to increase the chance of getting your, increase the amount of candies you'll get, increase the chance of the XL candies, because that is definitely a grind, especially for a Pokemon like Hoopa. But also, I mean, we have Unova Tour very, very soon, so yeah, understandable if you don't have the space. You should be getting an increase of Pokemon bag and item bag storage in 2278 hours. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Let's see, do I catch it? Oh, I do. Easy catch. But actually, it's a little bit less ideal on the 96. Considering the 15, 14 HP are pretty much the same. They both work the same at 50, which, I mean, it's end goal for me. And at this point, that's the main grind. And I mean, level 40 Hoopa does not get used in my collection. Pokemon in my raid teams. Definitely not going to get used in Master League. That is for sure. Unless they really bring back a Master League Classic where there's no XL candies or something like that. That would be kind of crazy, and that would be very interesting. And people, that would be very fun. Hopefully, they bring it this next season. Man, so that'd be such a wild time, having to build new Pokemon all over again. It definitely would be very crazy times. But yeah, Hoopa, I mean, it's mythical. It's just so nice to just have it in regular raids. Nice to get 2 Pokemon out of Elite raids into regular raids, and Enamorus and Hoopa. I mean, Hoopa, a much earlier release. At this rate, maybe we get shiny Enamorus next year, which, I mean, still so long ago and ways away. Another 2078. This is, surely it's the same configuration of IVs. Surely this can't be a 14 attack Hoopa. Surely this is not the same, the twinsies. And 3, 2, 1, it is the same IV as well. Also, party power is very helpful, being able to just get the extra damage. Very nice. Now, I mean, the bug Pokemon you built definitely going to be very handy for the next time Hoopa comes back. But they will, I mean, also be nice counters to normal and psychic and dog type separately. I did over 50 Hoopa raids, did a crazy amount of emotes. Definitely went crazy, but in the search for trying to get the hundo, unsuccessful. But I mean, a 96, 14 HP, thankfully for Hoopa, pretty much just below the functional 90, functional hundo in terms of IV spreads. And my regular Hoopa, my first Hoopa that was able to catch after returning to the game, you can change form. I mean, it's only 2,000 dust and 10 candy. That's not bad. Nice and cheap. I mean, if you do change form, you're likely going to want to change from the confined to the unbound. And to show you that Hoopa is indeed a functional hundo. So at level 51, I mean, you do get an extra HP with the best buddy boost. But at 51, 57 is a max. That's with 14 HP. And I mean, if you have 15 HP, you're going to get 158 a half level sooner. But with 15 HP, it's the same max HP. I mean, you do just get the extra HP sooner at level 50.5. And this is PokeGenie. I mean, a lovely app to use, very easy to use, very handy to see the optimal, what it costs to build your Pokemon. Also great with getting raids, being able to host, do remote raids through, and check your PvP IVs on Pokemon. But thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for daily Go Battle League videos and other Pokemon Go content. Stay tuned. In the future, we will have Hoopa Unbound. But the push for Legend and Mega Master League kind of takes priority. But thanks for watching, and goodbye.